The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
So, yesterday was the Melbourne Cup, yeah?
Certainly was. So Flemington, 84,700 people went along, Nate.
Yep. I have to say, everyone at Ascot was quite well behaved with all reports. It says the police were facing another direction while that was happening. Two young men were seen wrestling with each other on the ground, having a bit of fun. There was an abundance of toilets, but a man decided to urinate in the middle of the grassed area, so that was fine. We've all seen that.
Yeah.
But, like, right in the middle, there was seating and stuff around. At least one man was escorted out of Ascot by security while several others wandered around the car park, intoxicated and sunburnt. And then high heels had all been removed, and the crowds then all swarmed to the same Hungry Jack's 500 metres away. That Hungry Jack's.
Would be like loving life. Oh, no, not working.
Imagine working at that Hungry Jack's afterwards and just all these, like, droopy fascinators and like slurring their orders.
Yeah, that would be hard work.
Oh, God.
Exactly.
But Flemington is where it was all at, Shaun, and I was watching all of these photographs of when the gates opened at Flemington and crowds of people piss bolting, running to get the best spot, which I didn't realise it was the best spot. I suppose it's
same, actually.
By the
I guess because the members in Flemington, the big building's right, and then there's a big grassed area there. I guess if you burn in there early, then you can claim a piece of grass that's right in the middle and or right against the fence so you see all the action.
So, but can you claim it, like, for the day? 'Cause I suppose you're running in there with all your equipment and stuff,
Yeah,
aren't you?
so
And,
your
like,
blankets or something to put down a picnic and some baskets, perhaps.
yeah.
So you're
Yeah, so
parked
I
there
guess
for the
you
day,
can.
really.
Yeah. Or you go, right, I'm getting into a position around there because there's some tables and stuff
Claim your
that's
spot.
close enough to the bar.
Yeah.
That's what you want to get.
The problem is, right, so you're dressed up, it's the start of the day, you're full of beans, and you're really excited, you want to get the best spot, and then you, like, start running. You're running for your life to get the best spot. You're probably going to go down. You're probably going to bite it, don't you think? Especially girls. Like, if I was a girl,
Well, Nat would.
Oh, Nat would. Nat can't sit there without falling off a chair. It's unbelievable stuff. But I was thinking about this. I don't think I have ever ran to get the best spot somewhere.
No.
I don't think that's been in my
Wheelhouse?
world. And I've been talking to Shaun about this for a while because he goes to Bali quite often. And Tracy, I wonder if you saw this when you were there recently. It's the people that run to get the best sun lounges in the morning. So it happens all around the world. It's very big with British tourists, but they'll get up at the bone crack of dawn, like 5 in the morning, and the pool areas won't open until maybe 6. So they'll wait outside, and the lines get huge. And then as soon as the 6 o'clock comes, they run to a sun lounge and chuck their stuff on. And people are stacking it left, right and centre. They even banned it. They've even banned it in some resorts, Shaun. Yeah. So now you're not allowed to run and do that. So now what people do is by the door of the pool, they put their towels down and line them up to bags a spot.
Instead of lining up.
Yeah, they even got as far as that.
That's wild.
Did you see it in Bali?
Oh, when I was there in September, and there people are up there at the Bone Cracker Dawn, and she's just said, and they're getting out and they're bagging those spots. So they're rushing down to
running for their lives.
They're getting down there to make sure, and we end up doing it. So what I was doing is getting
the pool, like a pool.
Yeah, to getting the sun lounges. What I was doing, we would take like blower toys or something we had down there. We'd just buy a ring or something, put it on there, hat on this one, a hat on that one. But you'd have to get down there early because people go hard, man.
You
to
didn't
get the
see that?
spot.
I didn't see it.
Where are you staying?
I don't know. We were in Semiak for 3 nights at Uluwatu. It's a bit
this is obviously the thing that has the Padma, yeah, sure.
I just think it's wild.
Hey, Harry, you've run for the best spot, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm ashamed. Universal Studios, Florida. Escape from Gringotts ride opened at Harry Potter World, and I was with the family. My sister's more of a Harry Potter nuffy than I am, but we lined up early, like 5 a.m, and then we weren't even close to the front of the line. The gates opened to the park. And this is not just like a 50-metre run to the ride. It's like 2 kilometres sprinting. So we get to the ride. We manage to burn off so many people in front of us just with our long legs. And then we ride the ride. It's amazing. It breaks down behind after we've got off it. And then you see those signs in the queues that say estimated wait time.
Yeah.
Not joking, up to 8 hours. And it was full. full. It was full.
Can I say, there was an article about
hours.
Disney yesterday, right? That
Yeah.
these lines, so people piss bottom to get in there, get the best spot, and then they wait in line. They don't want to leave the line. People are pooing on the ground and leaving it.
Are you kidding me?
So people literally, and they're not like there's children and stuff like that, but there's literally adults pooing on the ground and then they just move.
No.
And then so there's people at Disney that are on poo line duty.
Is that
joking?
real?
No, it's serious. There was an article.
Which Disneyland are you talking about?
I'm going to say all of the shitty one.
How are you dropping your strides and backing one out in a line?
Backing out of Pluto.
Oh, my God.
Anyway, we want to talk about this, and we've never talked about this at all. Not pooing on the ground while you're lining up. That's another topic. We want to talk about running to get the best spot, all right? Running to get the best spot. Did you get the best spot? Was there an argument on the way? Did you stack it?
Where
were you?
Where were you?
We're going to speak to Taryn right now. Hi, Taryn.
Hey, how you going?
Yeah, good.
Good, Taryn.
All right. So, Taryn, we're talking about running to get the best spot or running to be first. What do you got for us?
Well, not last Christmas, but the Christmas before. Not so much me, but we made our dad run to get beds down by the pool, and it was about 5:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And so he just spent the next few hours sitting by the pool while we went and had breakfast and opened presents.
So, usually when you bags a chair with a towel,
Yeah.
you use your dad as the towel.
He got 4 beds. I think he was the only one down there for a while. I don't think he had to get there so early. But Mum sent him, and it was either sit there on your own for a few hours or have to hear it from Mum. That we had no bed.
We all know where that's going to go. Taryn, where were you? Where were you staying?
Well, I Crown Metropole.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, here?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Spent the Christmas
it was
there.
last
Of course.
Christmas, but Christmas before.
Lovely.
He knows happy wife, happy life. And, this is why I'm perpetually single. I don't think I'll ever find anyone like him. So
I never even thought about Crown here. People would if you go.
It gets
This is amazing. If in your life, if you're listening right now, you don't go to Crown throughout the week, you would be amazed to go there throughout the week and just see just many people lying around at the resort. Having a wonderful time, and you're like, how can you be here? I'm working.
What do you do? These people don't work.
But I didn't think that, and of course they would be running to get the sun lounges there.
course.
That's unbelievable.
Very popular.
Hi, Alex.
Hi, how you going?
Good, Alex.
What happened, Alex?
Well, I went to my mum to go and see one of John Farnham's very first end of his career tours.
Farewell tour.
He was. It should have been called "I'm a Big Fat Liar." That's what it should have been called. Yes.
Well, I thought to myself, how bad can it get? How ruckus could really John Farnham get?
Yeah.
I got there. It wasn't me running, but it looked like a retirement village.
So you wouldn't say they were sprinting down there?
It was more like managed shuffling.
I've never seen so many people in their 60s and 70s run for the front of their stage, bras and undies whirling in the air,
no.
pulling everything. You're like, oh my God.
Oh.
I thought, I'd rather be in a mosh pit at a Blink-182 concert, seriously.
Wow. And you could just imagine hearing all of their knees clicking.
That is so good.
It was the hair
The walking
pulling for me.
frames.
It was the what?
The hair pulling. I was like, oh my God.
Hair pulling?
What, to get it,
Yes.
to beat people
There were
to
like
the park?
ladies pulling each other's hair, trying to
Pulling
push
them
in
back.
front.
Wow.
So they can throw their best and less briefs up at John Farnham. God, you know what?
Yes.
That's why he kept touring.
I tell you what. Say what you want, but getting older, it sounds amazing.
Jeez, unbelievable.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Nat's having a day off today. Tracy Vo's with us.
Good morning, guys.
Well, we haven't seen you for a little while, and in that period, a month ago, you were married.
Yes. I
tell you
know.
what.
I became a Connolly.
Yeah,
Are
right.
you now T-Con?
Yeah, Tico. I know the newsroom at 9 are now like nicknaming me Tico, which doesn't work.
So are you
Tico.
officially Tracy,
Well, no,
Tracy
so-
Connolly on paper?
Not yet. I'll get there
So
eventually.
are we going to do? But what about Connolly Vo or Vo Connolly? Vo
No.
Connolly sounds weird. That sounds like another word. Vo
I'm not a
Connolly.
hyphen girl.
Really,
No.
I'd love to be a hyphen girl.
Really?
Would you?
When I got out of Big Brother, not everyone just knew me as Nathan.
Yes.
And then so it was in Sydney, and this press people come up and said, "Oh, excuse me, Nathan, can we get your last name?" And we're, yeah, you don't know it, do you? And at the time, I still do. I love Buffy. And I said, "Oh, my last name's Michelle Geller." So for the next 2 days, until they corrected themselves, everyone that was reporting me had Nathan Michelle Geller.
I love that. And actually, it's so cute.
It really does, doesn't it?
You should
Nuffy,
change
the
it.
Vampire Slayer. I cannot wait. So the photos from your wedding look spectacular. Look like, you know what? Look like a celebrity wedding. And it was a celebrity wedding because you had celebrities there.
I think the one thing about a wedding, though, Trace, you don't know if you're going to have a good time because there's so much happening, right?
Yes.
And there's so full on. Everyone's invested so much time, yourself and Liam, of course, money into it.
Yeah.
Did you have a good time?
Oh, it was awesome. So we had like a 3-day event. A lot of people coming in, as Nathan mentioned. And
Name
it was
the people that came in.
Oh,
that
we had
know.
like Peter Overton, Jessica Rowe, Sylvia Jeffries, Ali Langdon, and her partner as well.
God, you forged some really great relationships while you were over there, didn't
Look,
you?
you know, they were my family because I had no. And
it's COVID, during COVID.
Yeah, my speech was just, I was a rambling mess. But anyway, but it was just a good party, you know. And we've been asked so many times, oh, did anything go wrong? Even if it did, we wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah.
So I literally was on the dance floor from 9 p.m. until after midnight. I didn't move. And it was great because everyone's like, do you want a drink? Yes, please. I don't have to go to the
Yeah, good on you, mate.
So I feel like going to a wedding because, you know, you can just go to your friend's wedding, but going to Tracy Vaux's wedding, I'd want to impress her with a gift. Did you get gifts or was it
it was a wishing well.
A wishing well.
Yes.
How exciting.
Yes, it was good. Well, we needed money to cover the wedding.
So wishing well, Sean,
it wasn't a cheap weekend.
Did you have a wishing well?
Yeah, we did.
So is that exciting? Do you go home that night and count the money? What happens? Like, do you roll around with it?
Certainly not that night.
We definitely did.
Tracy had a little. Tracy at the wedding was at a trestle table with one of those little petty cash tins, just taking money off everybody.
You know what? No, but it's so hard to find a branch because we had a lot.
To put
it
money in.
It was a lot of cash, and then I finally found one. I think I went to Inaloo. That's right. And the guy, lovely guy, but there aren't tellers anymore.
No.
It's just like a sort of a reception desk.
Yes. Yep.
And I said, look, I have a lot of cash. He's like, and I have this bun bag. Liam reckons I look like a
drug dealer.
I had it in there.
Wait there, a person in Inaloo with a bum bag full of money. No, that wouldn't be a drug dealer.
I said, look, it was our wedding gift. Oh, congratulations. It was really... He said, wow, that's a lot of... He didn't know if even the machine could take that many. But it did. So
because it hasn't been seen money for so long.
Probably, yeah.
What a world we're living in where that's the case.
I know.
Because that used to be stock standard. People go in and put money in or whatever the case. And just don't do that.
Just don't do it anymore. I felt out of sorts because, like, what do I do with all this cash?
Yeah.
We don't, But no, it was a great weekend. And a lot of guys from, obviously, the 9 Perth newsroom came along and it was just good to... Do you know who was, like, awesome on the dance floor?
Who?
Pav.
Was he cutting them?
Shout out to Lauren and Matthew.
But how?
They were just going. I love
those giant thighs. How? Like, I thought they'd rub against. They'd rub against each other so much they would go to fire.
It takes up a bit of room.
So what do you mean? Talk to me about his dance. Does he sink into the rhythm? Does he like?
Yeah.
It
was like, so we had a few like 90s dance bangers, it took us back to our youth almost, and it was just really fun to see, like, everyone sort of let their hair down, but he's got some moves.
But Sean McManus, does he do the worm? Does he do the worm?
No,
That's right.
No one did the worm.
Successfully.
Oh, did you? Can you do the worm?
Not successfully.
If you want to see a version where he splits his face open, then yes, Sean can do the worm.
It's a whole nother story.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Natalie's having a day off today. Well deserved. It's that time of the year where we all want to have a day off.
Oh, yeah. You hit the skids around this time of the year, don't you?
Yeah. Yesterday, when she was still here, we had a chat to a guy who was the mastermind behind a brand new show that hits the screens tonight. Here's how that went.
The ABC has delivered for us again, or Sean, as you like to call it.
Channel 2.
There we
Channel
go.
2, everyone.
Australian Epic is a show where every week a classic Australian tale is told in the form of musical theatre, and it's about time. It's a 6-part musical comedy documentary series. They're just like it's thrown all the words together.
If only
Yeah.
they could show this at schools to teach children, because
History.
this is the way to absorb information.
I would think so. One of the creators is none other than Andrew Hansen, who joins us now. Andrew, hello.
Andrew.
Good morning. How is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun show?
We're wonderful, Andrew, and you got to think straight away when we read this and have a look at some of the stuff. You think, first of all, when you were coming up with this, did you just think this is piss funny to start with?
What was this pitch meeting like?
It was bonkers. I mean, look, it really makes no sense on paper.
Yeah.
You know, we have heard a lot of people say, look, this on paper is a disaster. But luckily, those same people have said when they watch the show, they think it's fantastic. So something went right somewhere in the mix. But yeah, look, it is a bit weird to mix this kind of documentary story. You know, we've got the real life key players of these big stories. For instance, Stephen Bradbury,
yes.
the ice skater who won a gold medal when everybody else fell over. And, you know, he tells the story in the show, but then on top of him, you've got me pretending to be him and singing a whole lot of silly songs.
Not pretending, you becoming him.
Yes, you
becoming him.
Look, I'm more him than him, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
How many songs did you guys write per episode? Yeah, because 36 in total was what I've read, but some would have gone by the wayside, I would have thought.
Oh, yeah, we threw a lot in the bin. Oh, no, yeah, the best ones went in the bin. But we ended up more, you know. There's about 6 songs in every story.
Yep.
But it ended up being 41 songs in total. And the soundtrack album just dropped today, and I can't even get to the end of the track list on Spotify. Scrolling down for 5 minutes to see all the tracks. But yeah, we did write about 6 or 7 songs. We had to pick the stories to make sure that they kind of were the right shape for telling in a musical form, you know. So Chappelle Corby's story is a meaty one.
Yeah.
But then you've got Pistol and Boo, so which is an all-time classic Australian story. Is the best.
Will be the most riveting episode.
I think so.
That would be hilarious.
The Pistol and Boo story is jaw-dropping. There's stuff that we didn't know Barnaby Joyce did. And there's something we tried to unearth making Australian Epic was surprising twists in stories we thought we already knew. I mean, we knew Barnaby kind of kicked the Johnny Depp's dogs out of the country. We knew that.
We did that.
And threatened to kill them,
Well, yeah, but he tells us the reason why. You know, he tells us all the sort of political what he was doing behind the scenes, as, you know, to use the dog. It's all very interesting. And plus I get to pretend to be Barnaby Joyce in the show too.
What a glorious career moment.
Does the famous apology video become a song?
We toyed with that idea, but you know what? The apology video itself was so good, it was unbeatable.
It's hard to parody that.
I could just imagine some like solemn number, and then just with the red dot on their heads, because we all imagined the Australian government had a gun to their heads while they were saying it, because they were not into what they were saying.
Yeah. Well, Barnaby says in the show, they look like they were sitting in a basement in Lebanon.
I mean, true. The other story that caught my attention, because it's not one that here in Perth we're overly familiar with, but Melbourne's cursed Ferris wheel. Can you tell us a bit about that tale?
Oh, yeah, that's a jaw-dropping story. This poor Ferris wheel, it took years and years and years. It kept falling over and cracking. And it's a very funny white elephant. I mean, Perth has a few white elephants, right? I mean,
we had the Bayswater Bridge, which just has recently been demolished, and that we had trucks being stuck under it. It had a own website and everything.
Yeah, but Melbourne has one of those too. Yeah.
That's right. So everyone worldwide relates to something like the Bayswater Bridge, and this Ferris wheel was such a debacle that it was such a funny story, but also a joyous story, because they finally got the damn thing built, but it just took many more years than they thought. And so we turned the Ferris wheel into a musical. We couldn't help ourselves.
That's so good.
This is great, because I just wonder what's the next layer for the next series.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how deep you can go.
Do you look at every story like that? Can I turn that into a musical?
Yeah, it has to have a kind of a beginning, a middle, and an end, and ideally a happy ending. We like stories that are happy, because, you know, everyone wants to walk out of a musical whistling the tunes and feeling, well, what do you think? I mean, we thought about maybe Rose Hancock.
Yes,
might be a
I
good
mean.
Okay, yeah.
But once again, a little bit too much like parody already.
The wife of Gina Reinhardt.
Yes.
Might be a good musical tale.
Yeah, just the relationship between her and her children. It's like the Gilmore Girls.
Oh, yeah.
They're so close.
I know. There'd be drama in there, wouldn't there?
Yes.
Yeah.
You'd have a real torch song.
You need a lot of lawyers for that one.
Yeah, I tell you what, I didn't when they were at the gay shop when they were handing out jeans, I didn't get the I love musicals jean, and I've gone to many of them just sitting there trying to like them, and like I've enjoyed some of them, but I haven't gotten that,
So could this be the gateway drug for you, Nathan?
This is it.
This is the gateway drug for me, Natalie.
It could be. It's good, the gateway.
Put that on
This is the gayest show there is.
But it's great. It's like I don't have to go to the theatre and get dressed up and watch it at home, and I'm learning things. Like the
great
Ferris wheel. I didn't
stories.
know about that before. Brilliant stuff.
It's a great idea, Andrew.
Yeah.
It's so good. Thank you so much for talking to us, Andrew. Can't wait to check it out.
Delightful to chat to you guys. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it's not, too gay for you.
9 o'clock Wednesday
gay
night
enough.
on the ABC, or check it out on iView. It's always a pleasure. Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.